A springhare, scientifically known as Pedicus capensis, is a small to medium-sized rodent found in parts of southern and eastern Africa. They are part of the family Pedicidae and are characterized by their unique adaptations and behavior. Springhares are not rabbits. While they may have some superficial physical similarities to rabbits, they are distinct and belong to a different taxonomic group. Springhares are a type of rodent that is native to certain parts of southern and eastern Africa. They are classified in the family Pedicidae, and they have some unique features that set them apart from rabbits, such as their long, powerful hind legs, which are adapted for jumping. Springhares are not considered to be globally threatened. Their populations are generally stable in their native range. However, localized threats such as habitat destruction and hunting for their fur and meat can impact their numbers. Springhares typically have a coat color that is sandy or grayish-brown, which helps them blend into their arid and semi-arid habitats. Their fur is often described as having a cryptic coloration that provides them with camouflage against the surrounding vegetation and soil. This coloration helps them evade predators and avoid detection as they forage and move about in their natural environment. However, there can be some variation in color within the species, and individual springhares may exhibit slightly different shades of brown or gray in their fur. They have a stocky, rabbit-like body shape with relatively short forelimbs. Springhares are covered in coarse fur, which is usually sandy or grayish-brown in color. This fur helps them blend into their arid and semi-arid habitats. Their fur also provides some protection against the harsh environmental conditions. Their head is relatively small in proportion to their body. They have large, rounded eyes that provide excellent night vision, an important adaptation for their nocturnal lifestyle. They have small, rounded ears that are often concealed by their fur. These ears are not as prominent as those of rabbits. Their most distinctive feature is their long and powerful hind limbs, which resemble those of kangaroos. These hind limbs are adapted for jumping, allowing springhares to make impressive leaps to evade predators and move swiftly. They have a long, thin tail, which is typically held straight or slightly arched. The tail is not bushy like that of many other rodents. Springhares have 4 toes on their front feet and 3 toes on their hind feet, each equipped with sharp claws, which they use for digging and grooming. Springhares' size are approximately 30 to 45 centimeters with a tail length of about 20 to 25 centimeters. They typically weigh between 2 to 4 kilograms. Springhares are primarily nocturnal, which means they are most active during the night. This behavior helps them avoid the heat of the day in their arid environments. Springhares are expert burrowers. Springhares create complex and extensive tunnel systems that can extend several meters underground. These systems often consist of multiple entrances and chambers. Springhare burrows typically have several entrances, allowing the animals to enter and exit easily and providing escape routes from potential threats. Springhares designate specific chambers within their burrows for waste disposal. This behavior helps maintain the cleanliness of their living areas. When they are not in the burrow, springhares may plug the entrances with soil to prevent other animals or predators from entering. They are known for their remarkable jumping ability. Using their powerful hind legs, springhares can leap up to 3 meters in a single bound. They spring into the air to evade predators or to move efficiently across their habitat. This unique form of locomotion is a key defense mechanism. Springhares are known for their loud, distinctive barking calls, which are used as alarm calls to alert others to the presence of potential predators or threats. These barks are often quite loud and can carry over a considerable distance. Springhares also produce chirping sounds, which are often used in a social context. They may use chirps to communicate with other springhares and establish territories. Hissing sounds may be produced during confrontations or aggressive encounters with other springhares, especially during territorial disputes. Grasses make up a significant portion of a springhare's diet. They graze on various types of grasses that are available in their habitat, which provide them with essential nutrients and fiber. Springhares also consume leaves from a variety of shrubs and plants. This is an important source of vitamins and minerals in their diet. In addition to above-ground plant parts, springhares dig for and consume roots. Roots can be a valuable source of moisture and nutrients, especially in arid regions. Springhares are known to feed on the underground storage organs of certain plants, such as bulbs and tubers. These provide them with additional sources of energy and water. Some reports suggest that springhares may feed on seed pods from certain plant species. However, this is not a primary component of their diet. Springhares do not have a specific breeding season like some other mammals. Instead, their breeding activity is influenced by environmental factors, such as rainfall and food availability. They tend to reproduce when conditions are favorable, and resources are abundant. During the breeding season, springhares may form monogamous pairs. A male and female will come together for mating, and they may share a burrow during this time. The gestation period of springhares is relatively long, lasting up to 95 days. This extended period allows the female to time the birth of her offspring with optimal environmental conditions, typically following the rainy season when food resources are more plentiful. Springhares typically give birth to a single offspring, known as a leveret. However, occasionally, twins may be born. Springhare leverets are born well developed, covered in fur, with open eyes, and they are relatively active shortly after birth. This is in contrast to many other rodents that give birth to less developed offspring. Both the male and female springhare may participate in caring for and protecting their offspring. The young remain in the burrow for a period after birth, where they are nursed and receive protection. As the leverets grow and become more independent, they start venturing out of the burrow, and they may eventually disperse to establish their own territories. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for even more viewing pleasure. Don't forget, like and comment. Feel free to share.